Now, as waters are receding here in Accra after yesterday's rainfall, information trickling into TV3 studios indicate that heavy rainfall in the central region has submerged parts of that particular region. Now, pictures from the region show that cars have been inundated by rains while life and property remain in danger. We will be going on the phone lines shortly to speak to our central regional correspondent to give us an update of what's happening there. Thomas Khan is TV3's Central Regional Correspondent, and he's joined us on the line. Thomas, good afternoon. Thank you very much for your time.
Hi, good afternoon, Martin.
Well, can you even say it's a good afternoon, looking at the pictures you sent us with people's vehicles and property flooded? What is the situation like, and where specifically are you reporting from?
Currently, I'm around Coronation Junction in Cape Coast, and what I can report so far is that the rains has stopped now, and before it was serious over here, and this stretch of the road, that is the Coronation Junction close to the Quarshigah market, had to be at a halt. Business activities here had to come to a halt as a result of the heavy downpour, which flooded the whole area, and then vehicles moving on that stretch also had to stop. And again, some injuries, I can say, were recorded here as a result of some of the residents who tried to, walk through the floods. As some ended in the drainage system here, that's the gutters over here. And I could see one lady who tried to, walk through, ending up in a gutter here, which.
Do you know if any life has been lost?
Sorry, come again, Martin.
Have you heard reports of anybody losing his or her life?
So far, I've not heard that yet. But what I can report again is that the fire service were quickly called in. They have been trying to salvage the situation at the moment. And again, a call placed to the regional NATMO also indicates that they have been going around, monitoring the situation. But I'm afraid relief items, I'm sure, will be a problem.
Is this the first time, in the last year or two, would you say this is the first such major rainfall, looking at the level of disaster and problems you have recorded?
I think that last year it was similar because looking at an area that is close to the popular London Bridge, that place really got flooded. And this year, I think the drainage system over there has been worked on, and so it's kind of better than last year.
Okay. All right, Thomas Khan, I would want to say a big thank you to you, and we'll probably be coming to you later for an update on that development. So he is our Central Regional Correspondent, giving us an update of a rainfall earlier today, which has led to the destruction of several properties. Let's come back here to Accra. On Thursday's downpour flooded many parts of Accra. Now, areas around the Kwame Nkrumah Circle, Paloma Hotel, Asylum Down, and Nima were the most affected after about 3 hours of rainfall.
Commercial and private vehicles which ply the Kintakitaria overpass, Sankara stretch, were stranded. While some motorists made a detour to get out of the floods, others had to wade through the water under the Kanda overpass. The situation was worse at the Kwame Nkrumah Circle around the Iran Clinic and the Obrasport lorry station. From the Paloma stretch of the Ring Road to the Asylum Down area, the situation was worse. Residents of Nima and its environs looked on helplessly as their property were washed away. At Kanda, the compounds of apartments and companies were flooded. The Kanda cluster of schools had its compound flooded, with teachers and children stuck in their classrooms. Streets around the parks and gardens area at cantonments were not spared. In June 2015, a major flood disaster claimed over 150 lives. Many victims are yet to recover from the shock, and authorities say Much has been done to prevent the recurrence of the situation. However, the 3-hour rainfall exposed several places in the city to flooding once again.
Now let's speak to the Ghana Meteorological Agency. They have been given warnings earlier, beginning of this week, and as of yesterday, there were some warnings going around. Let's find out what's going to look like today and the coming days. Kafui Quarshigah is the chief meteorologist at the Meteorological Agency. Good afternoon.
Thank you. You are welcome.
We are being told that we should expect more rains. Can you confirm this, and what is the truth in it?
Yeah, we are in June. And once we have entered the June period, June is normally the peak of the rainy season. So we should be expecting the heavy rains.
If you describe it as heavy, how do you mean? Like what we experienced yesterday, more of that?
Yeah, a similar case like that of yesterday.
How is it something that is going to be countrywide or just selected places or isolated places?
No, you know, normally the rain starts from the coastal areas, move inland gradually, and then finally gets to the northern sectors. So that is how it is being structured by God. So we are in the, at the moment it is over the coastal districts, and we are expecting that gradually it will be moving into the inland areas, and we will finally get to the northern sectors. So it is by sector by sector.
Okay, because this morning reports we've had indicate that there was quite some amount of rainfall in the central region, and some property have been destroyed, and at least we've not had any case of a life lost yet. But in the central region, for instance, is it going to be a same story like what we are recording here in Accra?
Yeah, you know, when we talk about the coastal districts, it starts from Aflau to Hafasini.
Okay.
That is the stretch of the coastal district. So normally, in our case, we start seeing the rains coming in from the eastern coast, or let's say from our eastern countries. Then it enters the eastern coast, gradually move along the coast through the central region, and eventually gets to Hafasini. So yesterday's one was just a similar case, and then we were fortunate to have the peak of it. In fact, the system was just slow moving, so when it got to Accra, it had to stay for a longer period and had to bucket. So by the time it got to the central region, the western region, the energy or the amount of rainfall in it had gone out. So what they recorded was not as heavy as what we had.
Okay.
So that is how it moves.
Okay, and per your readings and permutations, how soon are the rains going to end, or it's going to be a month-long activity?
Yeah, it's a month-long activity, and then what we are even anticipating now is that you know, the season is April, May, June, and April, May has been a failure. It is now that we are seeing the rains. So we are monitoring to see whether it is even going to enter into July. I don't know whether you remember the case of 3rd July 1995.
I do not recall, but what is the case? Can you tell us?
Yes, in the case of 3rd July 1995, we had a similar case, and then Accra Academy recorded over 300 millimeters in 24 hours. And the whole place of Kaneshie, Accra Academy, coming down to Circle was flooded. So we are monitoring to see whether, as it has started in June, is it going to tip off into July?
Okay.
If it happens, we will inform you.
All right.
So we are monitoring to see how it goes.
Okay, all right.
But the caution I will make again is that the rains are here. Let's not behave like the vulture. After the rains, then we say, oh, we'll do something about it. And then we'll go to sleep. Last year it happened. It has happened again this year. After this year, what do? We sit down and then make a roadmap.
We actually hope it doesn't get to that. But thank you very much, Kafui Quarshigah, for the updates and your insight. He is the chief meteorologist at the meteorological agency here in Accra.